Welcome back to Access All Areas. Joining Damien Barrett and I is Dr. Peter Larkins. Hello, Doc.
Nice to be with you guys again.
Good to be with you as well. Like we have done almost every week, we're going to start with Essendon.
It's almost deja vu, isn't it? But they've added two more, Alvin Davey and Nathan Lovett-Murray, both second offenders in terms of hamstring injuries from the weekend's game. So it's just, I'm going to say outrageous. I don't mean that against Essendon. It's just outrageous. We have to talk about it.
What are the numbers,
week.
Doc? How many now?
Well, we're up to 22 or 23 individual players and 32 individual injuries in one season for a total of 80-plus missed games, which is just way off the scale of any club planning for that.
What's the average missed games?
30 to 35 missed games in a season would be a bad average season.
So that times three the average, just on soft tissue.
Look, it's been well publicised. That's just soft tissues. We're not talking about the ACLs or the Heath Hocking subluxury shoulder 3 times having surgery next week. That doesn't count as a soft tissue. So look, it's just something that we've said before. They will look at it absolutely in depth and detail, and there'll be some hopefully some questions answered in the next 3 months.
They're out, obviously, Essendon. West Coast still alive. Matty Rosa missed the finals last year and copped a really nasty knock on the weekend.
I get another bad luck. So he's got the helmet on. You see him running towards camera, coming back from a broken jaw. His first senior game in the 2012 season. He missed last year with a posterior cruciate. This is him breaking his collarbone. Damo, collision, gets hit in the head and you think, oh, I thought he'd done his drug, and then he lands on the right elbow and absolutely jars up through the right side. So you see him get knocked and then he comes down and bang, it's that twisting movement where the arm rotates up into the shoulder, cracks through his collarbone. Now they're waiting to see if he needs surgery. He was pretty sore. I mean, the doctors were sure he had a break. They haven't decided if he needs surgery because that's a 6 to 8 week process. So having missed last final season with a posterior cruciate, Matty Rosa in his first game back gets a shoulder injury, and I would suspect he's going to miss 3 to 4, which effectively takes him deep into September.
That's one of the bravest things I've ever seen.
Well, off the back
if you've got a broken jaw and a helmet on, your instinct is not to go that hard.
I mean, you think you'd work psychologically hard to get back playing footy, and so I'm just going to go in the contest. You know, I've got the helmet on. I'm not saying I'm bulletproof the helmet on to do it, and then you have a second guess next time.
Travis Varco's horror year continues, Doc?
Well, again, it was his first senior game back for Geelong. The right foot's been well documented. He's had 3 bouts of surgery with a stress track, and this is in the first quarter. He goes down as a tackle. He just sprains the outside of the same right foot, develops soreness, had a good chat with him. They subbed him out straight away. Just see the right foot get dragged under in the contest there. Now, Geelong are optimistic, Das, that this is a new spot in the foot. Not a break, but a sprain in the foot. So, look, they're looking at it very closely in the early part of the week. I mean, the problem was he needed game time, Das. There's talk about him getting back for the final. That was 16 minutes of game time. They've got a big game against Sydney coming up. I suspect he won't get up this week.
What about Billy Smets, who replaced him in that game and was also coming off injury himself?
Right. Well, he went in and he's got a potential broken finger in the hand, which he played out the game with, but Geelong is getting him seeing a specialist, I believe, today, and potentially he'll need a screw or a plate put on that. If he does require that, Smets, who's been playing so well and was the sub for Varco, would be missing 2 or 3 games. So Geelong, you know, with Varco out and Smets has been a good player, they could be in trouble with those two.
You're in Perth on Saturday night. Collingwood left out Jolly and Maxwell. Will they be right this week? Yeah, look, that was player management. I mean, Jolly's been carrying knee soreness. He's been carrying some back soreness. I mean, Nick Maxwell was a definite out, not from soreness. He actually injured his left groin. We saw it on last week on Access All Areas. And so he was a 1 or 2 week prospect, so they're going to try and train him this week. Wellingham hand during the game?
Split webbing in the hand. They've said no more significant damage than that, so he'll play with some stitches and possibly a glove on. So I think Maxwell's the one who's still got to get through a fitness test.
Hawthorn on top of the ladder and flying. They'd still love to have Cyril Rioli and Josh Gibson back in. Will they play this week?
Yeah, they both missed 2 games. Cyril got a minor crack in the scapula potentially. He certainly had deep bruising around the nerve at the back of his shoulder, and he's missed 2. It was always going to be a 2 or 3 at best. So they'll be looking to see whether he can take the tackle. So I think he's an outside chance to get up, Cyril. And I think Josh Gibson with his right ankle, it was a recurrence. He didn't expect to miss 2. He's now missed 2. So I think he'll probably be right to play.
Surprising to see Matty Pavlich doing a fitness test before the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this was about, Das. We saw him out on... now, Pavlich is carrying a cork in the adductor. You see that compression bandage on. He's also carrying a right Achilles problem. We showed last week where he got knocked on that. He hasn't been training for 2 to 3 weeks, Das, but this is pre-game. He's actually going through drills and routine before they were finally deciding. And look, he didn't play in the game, which I think was wise, and they've got a Melbourne game coming up, but just odd. So I think it's a combination of the Achilles plus the corked adductor that he's wearing the compression sleeve on.
Doc, we'll spare Das asking about a knee reconstruction victim.
Well, this is when
Carlton's Andrew McInnes.
Look, Das looks away at all of these. This is the 10th ACL injury for the season. But the thing is, the first contest of the game. I mean, we're literally talking in the first 10 seconds. Andrew, we'll see him come through again, the right knee. And again, look, you jump in the air, you land, you expect the ground to be there. But just, it's that combination of the ground hitting a bit sooner than you expect. it goes in medially, and then there's a rotational cork. What's this landing? Right leg goes out now, crunch, and then you can see it just buckle in slightly, the so-called corkscrew movement. ACL goes pop. He thinks, oh no, most players have talked to a player, they know what this injury is. And so he has been confirmed as an ACL injury and will require a reco. And we'll miss all the pre-season. So it's just, a terrible time of the year to do it.
I can still feel it. I cannot look at knees and
you say it every time, but we do. Look, we talk about what are the big injuries in footy. I mean, an ACL, we sort of commit potentially to a 12-month process, and 26% of players don't return to play at senior level.
Long road back. We wish that young man all the best. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Damo, as well. Looking forward to you and Lee Matthews on Friday's edition of Access All Areas. And next Monday, for the first week of the finals, Richo is going to join us. Matthew Richardson. We bring out the big guns, Damo, when the finals roll around. That's Access All Areas with the A-team coming up next Monday. Thanks for watching us this afternoon. Goodbye.